Have you ever been really afraid or even really angry about the situations in your life or the situation in your business? You've worked on something for years and the reality is not what you wanted. Hi, my name is Jason Ellinger. I'm the CEO of Taika Translations. We're a multi-million-dollar translation, digital services, and interpretation company. And over the years of developing and growing our business, I've been there. I've been there many times where we're working on an objective, we're trying to create a new system, a new workflow, a new streamline, a new revenue stream, and things just aren't clicking. They're not working. I've woken up in the middle of the night just petrified in fear at times. And I did that until I was reading through a book. It was called Baby Steps Millionaires. And it's from a billionaire who's been in business for over 30 years. And he talks about the choice to deliberately choose hope over anger and fear. And that's the message I want to share with you as a business leader out there, is that when you're going through business, you're going to encounter life. You're going to encounter adverse events. You're going to have challenge. Sometimes you're going to get on board a client and start working with them. They're not going to pay you, or they're going to pay you the whole sum, or something's going to happen throughout the project, and maybe you didn't get paid the whole amount, or maybe a team member who came onto your team, they were supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, and now all of a sudden they're not performing, and you don't know why, or you set up a new workflow in your project management, and it's not working with a new set of clients that you're working with, and you don't understand why, and it's frustrating, and it can be so angering at times. And I've seen many times over the past 15 years in running our business that there's been moments of frustration and fear, and deep, like, core shaking fear in different moments. And when I was reading this book from this billionaire who's been in business for 36 years, he said something that was profoundly impactful for me. And it was, whenever you're going through the process of developing your business or the elements of your life, you learn to deliberately choose hope over fear and anger. And that phrase stuck with me. I thought about that for days after I read that. And it really profoundly impacted the way I allow myself to think about business and allow myself to think about some of the things that I'm not happy with in my business and I want to be better. And he said, instead of having that paralyzing effect of anger and fear on some elements of the company that just, it's always going to be there, deliberately make the choice to choose hopefulness, because you will constantly be able to overcome the barriers and the challenges that you face if you choose hope. And it is a choice. And when I thought about that over the weeks after I read that, it really had a big impact on the way that I looked at different sections of our company and how I taught our leaders to look at situations, and how I taught my executive staff to say, you know what? Choosing hope when dealing with adverse situations will create completely different outcomes and help us understand that this thing, while it may be frustrating, it is a necessary and sometimes rite of passage to the success that we want to accomplish. And so if you're going to be a business owner and you're going to be in business for any period of time, you've got to learn the skill. And it's not just a pie in the sky philosophy. You've got to learn the skill to choose a hopeful outlook on the current situations, no matter how dim they may be, no matter how grim the reality. You have to have choose hope over fear and anger, and do it consistently. And your ability to do this as a business owner creates unbelievable compoundable effect results that cause you to be able to grow to new heights and new levels that you would never before have achieved. Because when you make decisions on a foundation of hope, hopefulness, and a hopeful perspective, they're completely different decisions than you would make if you make them based on fear and on anger and on insecurity about what the future might look like. The fact is that the future will be There is no, you cannot tell the future. No AI bot can tell the future. No preacher on TV can tell the future. No one person anywhere can say what the future is going to look like. You can guarantee the future in some way, shape, or form is going to be unstable. And when you operate on a foundation of hope, you choose hope. I will have a hopeful mindset as I deal with this. That will create unbelievably powerful outcomes that you never otherwise would experience. And when you go to sleep at night and those opportunities come for you to be afraid, you say, no, I don't get afraid like this because I choose hope, and I choose to view that in a hopeful perspective versus allow myself just to be impacted by the situation and become fearful and angry. And so that was something that helped me deeply in my journey as becoming a CEO and becoming an executive and actually performing well over many years. And I think that it's going to help somebody out there. So please like and subscribe to this video and leave some comments. Let me know maybe some of the angers and fears that you've gone through as you've been leading your company. And maybe this kind of skill of developing hope, let me know what you're doing to make this a part of your new reality as you lead your company forwards.